In this video, I'll show you how to set the styling for your lead capture forms and how to build custom lead capture forms. So to get to your styling, you're going to go to Templates and Styling and Lead Capture Form. And you've got a preview here so you can see how that looks right off the bat. And if you want to just drag that on as it already is, you can go into your front end page builder, go to front end pages, open the editor of any of your pages, and right here you'll see you've got the option for forms, and you can drag this lead capture form on right there, exactly how it is by default. So by default, this button is going to be the same color as whatever you set in settings and system branding as your dark and light mode default color. So if you want to go beyond the defaults, you can go back into your templates and styling and go to your lead capture form. And you can adjust anything you want. So if you wanted to have a wider form, you could change the form width here. So by default, it's 350 pixels. You could change it to 400 pixels or whatever you want there. And again, as you make changes here, you can preview this to see how the changes look. You see the form is now a little wider. If you want to set a different font for your text, you can set a Google font style sheet right there, and then set the name of the font here. You can adjust the font sizes, but keep in mind if you adjust the font sizes, you're probably going to need to adjust your icon sizes and things like that as well. So everything can be customized through here. You can change the color of your fonts. You can change the background color of the form fields. You can change the border color. You can change the border radius, the roundedness of the form fields. You can change the focus color, which is what is set when it's scrolled over. Padding left and padding right. You can also do that for your phone field individually. You can do that for your icon styling. You can change the icon colors, icon focus colors, icon sizes, and the position from the right. So if you change the size, you may need to adjust the position from the right. Instead of being the default 3 pixels, you may need to set that to 5 pixels or something else if you increase the size of your icons. So if you want to disable the name and the phone from your default lead capture form, you can do that there. If you want to disable the message box, you can do that there. You can also adjust the message box height and what everything says and the placeholders for everything. And then this is where you can customize your button, the different options there. And then you want to make sure you set your default redirect after submit page. So you just browse to whatever page you want people to go to after they submit the capture form on any of your pages. Now this can also be customized individually on each page too in the page settings. So let's go ahead and save these changes. You'll see that I just now, by default, I just have only the email field here and a button. You can also change to what the button says here if you want. And then inside your page builder, you can just drag that on exactly how you've got those settings there. Let's refresh this so you see the changes. So you see now we just have the email and a submit button. Now if I didn't change the submit button inside the styling, then what I want to do is click on the button and click on the source code thing there, and I can change that right here. You can also click on the button and change the background color. So if I wanted a different color for the button, I can adjust that to whatever I want there. So the styling just gives you, something to start with. Basically, it can also be, everything can be customized inside the page builder itself. But for things like icons, it's easier to do inside the styling than try to do it inside the editor. Okay, so now if you want to build custom forms, if you want more than just the name, phone, the email, and a message box, you can go into your front end builder and click on lead capture forms and click on to add a new lead capture form. And this gives you a preview here again of your default. Whatever you got set for your default, that's going to give you a preview starting point there with just your email. And if you want to add additional fields, you've got this option. If you've already added additional fields, you can click here to search for previously added fields, or you can just click on to add a new one there. And then you've got the option to select. So you've got the option for your full name, a first name, last name, email, phone, custom text field if you want to ask for anything else. If you want to have a checkbox where people have to check something to agree to terms, conditions, or just a yes or no question, anything like that for a checkbox. And then if you want the default message box, you would use this, or if you want a additional text area for additional message boxes, you could use this. If for some reason you want to ask people for numbers, something like how many of something do you have, you could use a number field. In most cases, you'll use the text field. So I'll just do a text field there. You see how it says new text field for your heading. It's going to give you a preview here of how that's going to look. And you can change this to say whatever you want for to identify that when you get a lead, you're going to see a heading here under the lead that opted in with that information. So it would just be the heading that you see. And then if you want to add a heading above the form field, you can do this. I usually don't do this. I like to just have my forms without headings. But you can enter that there. And then if you want to change the placeholder text, just change this to say whatever you want to say. Enter something. And then here you can just browse for icons or search for an icon. So if you wanted something like a user, you see how it inserts the icon there. And if you want to click on this, you can see all the available Font Awesome icons. So you can use any Font Awesome icon with your forms. So once you've got your form built out exactly how you want it, you just click on Create Custom Form. You also have the option here to change what the button text says. So button text. Now, if you want to also insert an icon here, you do the same thing, maybe like an arrow. Oh, you do need to name your form. Just to identify that to you in the drag and drop page builder. You see how we've got this arrow here now. You can do an icon on the left and on the right if you want, or just one side or the other. So if we wanted to do an arrow on the right side there, we could do that as well. So you see we've got arrows on both sides. So that's how you can insert icons. And then if you wanted to actually just completely replace the button with an image of a button instead, you can just browse to any image and that will replace the button with an image instead. So once you got your form built out exactly how you want it, again, you just go into the page builder. Let's get rid of this one here. And let's reload the page. And now if you go into forms, you'll see whatever you named that. You see right here it says name of form. That's what I named this form. You can just drag that on exactly how you built it inside the form builder. So if you want to adjust the size of something like this icon, I could just go there and go for icons. It would just be the text size. So you just adjust that to whatever size you want for the font size. So if I do that side 23 pixels, probably want to do the other side 23 pixels as well. If you want to put more space between the text and the icons, you could just go into your dimensions and you could do margin right on that to space that out. Again, you'd probably want to make that about the same, so maybe 25 for that one and 25 margin left for this one. So you see the spacing is good now. So that's how you can build your custom forms.